we are set, ready to go on the exploration account. What I think I'm going to do, now let's take a look at this first. We need over 240 million credits. So we're looking at a good 20 hours. We've been averaging about 12 million credits of earnings per hour. We've been going for 17, almost 17 hours right now. So it's going to be like 37 hours to get their total, is what I'm looking at right now. Let's go ahead and continue on with it. And we'll see how it ends up. Who knows? We might get lucky here. Okay, what I'm looking at is there it is, Seagull Nebula. What I'm thinking about doing that should give us a pretty good visual on that nebula. Front side looks pretty cool. So let's zoom in here. Change this to FG and K, because FG and Ks have the highest probability of a water world and a Earth-like world. So on our trip out, we're going to concentrate on those. This is only 3,000 light years from our current location. Well, let's go ahead, hit that one. And needless to say, this is going to be an awful lot of jumps. 94 jumps. Our ship currently set at 48 light years capability. I want to check one other thing. We have gone only 537 light years from the start. So when we get by that nebula, I'm probably going to go over to the other nebula that was in that area to try and get to 5,000. We did, I'm going to say, an hour yesterday of rep grind and stuff like that. What we're doing is the missions for the Federation people here. I'm sorry, these are Alliance ones. That's right, we did that, and then we came down here. That's right. But this is what the gentleman, I'm assuming gentleman, I didn't catch anything else. Com Wichman was talking about these trade missions, but he's talking about doing them in other areas. With only 132 units of cargo, you get over a million, almost $1.5 million credit reward on the mission. That's Sheila Knob area. So what you would do is you'd pick some up, and actually the other side, 13166, that's 133. 13166, another 71 to deliver those 4 units also. And you get a bunch of these. This is a planetary landing, which is one thing I don't like, but also look at how many units. So they're recommending a wing to do this. 5 million credit. Distances, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So realistically, you could easily make more money doing this than exploration. And that's what he was talking about. This is what he was doing in leveling up. He's not doing any mining. He is purely doing trade missions. That's how he got all of his. That's how he got his elite in trade instead of mining. And as you go up in missions, as your rank goes up, the missions you're able to take on go up. Now, on this trip, we do not have, I am not using Road to Riches. I'm just going to FSS every system. It is, we'll call it 6 o'clock. Actually, more to the point, what have I got here? I'll do that at another time. I'm going to FSS. If it gives me planets I think are going to pay, we'll map them. If not, we're just going to scan the whole systems. See how much we can make. I will be parking this ship in space somewhere out there at 2 hours. And that's part of how we're going to figure out how much, we make an hour, because I'll keep track of how many hours we're doing this on the scratch pad. And at the end of this 5,000 exploration out, we will sell it all off at one station and see how much we make. Okay, this one's already all the way mapped, so we'll continue on. It'll take a while before us to get out of the bubble, but we'll check everyone just in case it's not been mapped yet. there's that. Alright, I saw a planet labeled, so I'm going to assume it's been mapped. It has been. We do have a water world in this system. That water world is... I mean, an Earth-like world. Not too far away. I'm not going to bother with it. Let's go ahead and just continue on and get out of the bubble before we start doing mapping missions. Hopefully within about 4 or 5 jumps, we'll start getting areas we can fully map out, and that'll be an easy one to calculate. And when that is, after we do that, I'm going to switch over to, okay, there's a nav beacon there, so I'm not even going to open up the panel, because as you can see with this, everything's marked. Here pretty soon we'll get to a system that we will be parking on the sun and getting the fuel. When I switch over and get on the other account again, I'm going to take one of my I'm going to get on my transport that I've got sitting on my fleet carrier. I don't have many low temp diamonds on the fleet carrier at the moment. But I'm going to load up everything I've got, run it to whatever pays the best, and then go to Cubio and see what we can make on trade missions. I don't know if I'll fully set that ship up to do it though. On my Type 9, I've got a fuel scoop and a jump frame shift jump booster. We'll see what we can make in an hour. Doing that. Okay, we've got an unexplored planet out there, so I'm going to say we can, yeah, we're finally in a location which doesn't have a mapped out system. We do not have anything that's a big pay day. Okay, this system has been fully discovered, mapped out and everything else, so I'm thinking of just skipping the rest of it after this grouping and continuing on. But by doing this, each of these is going to be a couple thousand credits. So it's not like we're throwing away the money. Or throwing away our time. Now, if you're doing this and you're wanting to get those really killer shots you see online from time to time from being out in space. All right, that's not big money areas. I don't recall what the things are anymore. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. So Control Alt space, and with this you can uh okay. That rotates. Um, there's the up button and the panning to the sides. And the further you are away from a star, the better your visuals are going to be. So you can go all the way around, look around, see what you've got, so on and so forth. So that's what you do to get that stuff. That gives you your shots, and you get some really nice ones by after you learn how to really use that stuff. I've known a couple people that use them as a screenshot for their backdrop on their home pages or on their desktop screens, you know. A lot of unexplored in this system. All right, we're going to want to find that. 3,000 out. But it's not showing life, so I'm not going to worry about it. We'll go ahead and leave out. If it was showing life bearing, then we would be mapping it out. I go straight line, check, they're all unexplored and a long ways away. So there's no way we'd actually go and map those. But what I will check, and there's none, is from Earth-like world through water world. So this whole span here, from basically the R to the L. Anything that falls in there, even if we're not going to map it, I'll do a full scan on it. I just realized that we've got a real oddball power distribution. Okay, we're at 21. I'm going to go ahead and let it heat up a little bit, get a little bit more fuel going. Okay, we've got unexploreds, and they're fairly close, but nothing in the big pay. Now, your gas giants can give you some good ones, like not that one. Let's see if we can find another gas giant here somewhere close. You'll almost always have the gas giants in the bigger lit cloud areas. All right, that's not giving us anything really great. But by what I was seeing, we got some decent. Whoa, hello. Stuff in the rings. Which you can look at. Okay, that gas giant isn't going to give us a whole lot. That's not going to give us a whole lot. Okay. We'll continue it on. What I'm looking at is it's an Anarchy system. It's a class F. So it's probably not been mapped. There's nobody there. Now, we're not out far enough that I would realistically expect to be a first discovery. Usually you have to get a lot further out than this. Why we don't see the outer ring thing like we usually do, I don't know. But also, if we open up here, we've got all these unexplored, and they're fairly close in. So this is definitely a system that would be good to find a pay world like this. Because chances are it's going to be close in. Because the planets were all close. A lot of the planets were close when we opened up. 1107. It's already been mapped, but we're going to go map it because it's worth some money. Now, to do full exploration and get the biggest bang for the buck, you realistically want to FSS the whole system, not just find the high-paying planets, go and map them, and then get out of there. You probably would make more for the same amount of time if you stayed and scanned the system longer. I just think that's a lot more boring for anyone watching. It keeps my attention long better, and I tend to have a longer game time when I'm doing full scans. So, you know, nights I get there's some chat going on that helps. That keeps you going a little longer, chatting back and forth. Nights that you've got a a distinct target, goals to achieve, will get you going strong and pushing for the stuff also. I would like to get about 40 of those jumps that we've got to do. We started at 90 something. I'd like to be most of the way through this run in 2 hours. I doubt it because we're doing this kind of stuff and scanning systems. Straight run, you do about a system a minute if you've got a really strong fuel scoop that keeps you fueled up. If you don't, it goes down a little bit. Is it going to do it? No, that will. Okay, I remember I got a little bit better scans. Okay. All right, let's go and hit the next spot. And then we'll clear this. So I stop having an alert there. And we've got 3, and I see 3 stars on my radar, so we don't even need to look. We got 3 stars. Let's go ahead and take a look and see. I'm going to start a stopwatch immediately upon entering the next system. And let's see if it's... I'm going to do that until we get a system we're not doing any scans on. We're in. It started. We might do a scan here, but we'll find out. 7 planets. They're fairly close, so we are going to do a scan. Possible water world. Come Come on, give it to me. But I want to say I've done several jumps when I was trying to get somewhere, and it equated to about a jump a minute. Slightly different than that, but not by a whole heck of a lot. And that's why I use a ship like my Diamondback Explorer and some other ones where I've got 60, 70, 80 light year jump range on my main account just to quickly get from point to point. And what I do is I'll go and I'll have a anti-Xeno ship, stage it up close to where those fights are going on. So I'll go and fly out with my fast ship if I'm going to be doing that, and pay to have that anti-Xeno setup ship. I'll pay for it to come out, and then, you know, get it shipped out to where I'm at. Let's go ahead and hit that one. And I just use my faster ships back and forth. When I want to go do that, I'll jump on a fast ship to get out there.
Surface scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
So we'll try it again. So basically, if my calculations are right, and and it's about 10 million an hour, which is probably no longer going to be the case, since we are no longer using Road to Riches. So we don't have the cheat sheet to tell us what systems to go to. We probably won't be doing the yeah, nothing in the system that I'm going to look at. So our money per hour is probably going to go down, but you get some good bonuses and stuff when you are the first to discover stuff. And we got planets here again. And once I start seeing the fuel pickup go down, nothing I'm looking at for good money. Next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
I want to get to the point where we stop seeing a lot of mapped and discovered bys, and then I'll start doing some serious scans, mappings, things like that. It's Monday. I'm planning on doing 2 hours a day. So Friday, at the end of Friday, we'll turn it around. No. Halfway through Wednesday, we should be getting close to, actually, let's go ahead and scan one of these planets just to see what we've got showing up. Yeah. Halfway through the stream Wednesday, we'll start going back in towards the bubble. Because that'll be 20 hours of gameplay. We'll sell everything. I don't think we'll make it because we're not doing the Road to Riches anymore, and that you do make a little more, I believe, that way. We got planets. And of course, we don't get any no money ones. We don't get a system that doesn't have planets when we're wanting to test something. Isn't that the way it always goes? When you're really wanting no planets in the systems to make money, you can't. There's no planets, no planet, no planets, no planets. Now that we're trying to do a timed thing, we get planets every system we're jumping into. So I'm just going to honk this one and just go straight through it. Unless it's a massive amount of planets. $22. Okay, I don't like any of those. We had a little bit of a delay. Get the temps to go down, the fuel to go away, jump. $35 seconds. That didn't go right. I hit lap and it didn't register. So that's a sec. It was about 55 seconds between us going into that last system and us coming into the next. Let's see if I get the lap down on this one. Needless to say, some systems you go into are going to be faster than others. Okay, that lap went off right. Yeah, it's about 55 seconds is what we did it in, or we're averaging. $13. Check, nothing. Continue on. And I'm going to stop it on this one on exit. Okay, like I said, it's real close to a minute. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 50 seconds and 21 since we started for 3 systems. So it's so close, it's not worth calling it anything else, I think. And of course, now we come into a system with just 2 suns. You gotta love that stuff. Now, a telltale that I have seen in the past is you'll jump in a system and this radar will be empty, nothing's there. That's actually what I'm looking for. And I might just go until we see that. Because that means it's non-charted. Okay, we got stuff showing up right away. No money, big money planets. Earth-like worlds, ammonia worlds, and water worlds are the ones I'm really looking for if I'm going places. Those all detour and map. But here shortly, I'm hoping to see the bonus stuff coming in. We're still getting. Okay, we've got some goodies here, so we're going to go up to get a safe, and then we're going to do a full system scan.
Fuel scooping complete.
There's not a whole lot here anyways. High metal content worlds do pay, they just don't pay as much as some of the other ones. If it's right next to a hot water world, ammonia world, and some others, I'll go and map it. But if there's any kind of separation, I generally don't. We've got this planet left. It's a fairly good distance out. No one, but it's been mapped and everything. I'm not going to continue with that mess. Let's get out of here.
Frameshift drive charging.
Realistically, for exploration, you should be honking and doing a full system scan every system you go into. And we're going to start doing that here shortly. Oh, wait a minute. No, my bad. My math was atrocious today. We are turning on Friday. We'll head back, not Wednesday. Or I should say Saturday, wherever we get to on this. If I played all, all the way through Friday. When we start up Saturday, we will start heading back wherever we're at.
Frameshift drive charging.
I don't recall. I know where I'll go. Okay. I am going to at the end of this stream,
Fuel scooping.
I am going to exit out of the game. I'll keep the stream going, and we'll go into Coriolis. I'll rig up a Type 9 for trading,
Frameshift drive charging.
and then find out what station sells all the modules that we're going to need for that ship, and then find out which one of those stations are closest to Cubio, and wherever that station is where we're going to head to turn in all of this exploration data. And never mind, that doesn't make sense, because we would want to, if we get the elite, we would want to do that in Shinrata, where everything's 10% cheaper. So what I'll be doing
Fuel sink disengaged.
is going to Timbledaris.
Frameshift drive.
I think is how it is. Its name is. It's a system one jump away from Shinrata, and if we make the rank, boom, we're there. We can go in.
3, 2, 1.
But even before we do that, we'll have the basic understanding and knowledge from my main account, testing out. There's a lot of planets here. Okay, maybe not. I thought there was a lot of planets here. Let's see what's over here.
Fuel scooping complete.
I didn't mean to do that. Always wait for the refining scan right up here to finish off. A lot of nickel on that planet. So we've got, oh, it doesn't matter. Next, we don't have an SRB on this in this ship, so it doesn't matter what is on that planet. We can't land in mine. Okay, we've got a whole lot of things here, so I always go to the furthest one direction and then work my way back. If there's a split, I generally will go to the split and start there first. I find it less likely for me to go searching for the last planet. A lot of sulfur carbon. Decent arsenic. What I'm seriously thinking is to just go and get an idea of what it takes to get our
System scan complete.
um there we go, get our elite
Frameshift drive
doing
charging.
that trading. We get a jump start because of all the exploration we did on and getting a bigger ship at the start of it, but I'm thinking by doing these trade missions, by the numbers I've seen, I think realistically you will be able to hit elite in like less than 10 hours. Now the question is, okay, we only have we have 2 stars here, so we're not even going to slow down. Starting in the start zone, I don't want to reset this account again. Actually, might as well.
Drive charging.
It'd be nice if I could transfer all the money I'll have on this over to the other account. And there is, you know, things you can do that, but I won't do them. Stuff like buy real expensive commodities, sell them to the fleet carrier for a stupidly low rate, and then my other account sells them back to the best place to buy that, highest place to sell them. But in my opinion, that's cheat. Even though it might not be labeled as such, I'm not going to do it.
Fuel scooping complete.
There's more than enough ways to make money pretty easily in this game
Frameshift
than to do
drive
stuff like that.
charging.
Alright, how far are we in? 30 over 30 jumps in right now. And we are 6 minutes into it. So probably, 6 minutes from an hour, but we're probably closer to 10 minutes from the hour because the usual startup stuff I'm yakking on about.
Fuel scooping.
Ooh.
Fuel scooping complete.
How far away is it? 8,000. We're not going after it. Let that sun get a little bit further away.
Frameshift drive charging.
Woohoo! 1 star.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
We might get pretty darn close to that nebula.
4, 3, 2.
Another hour to go, and we were already. With an hour to go, we're 30+% in.
Fuel scooping.
Okay. We're getting a little less trafficked areas.
Fuel scooping complete.
Getting some stuff that people haven't mapped yet.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two.
Got a couple planets.
Fuel scooping.
Keep it on going.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
See, part of the problem is, I think, going towards that nebula, a lot of people had probably used it for a target.
4, 3, 2.
So I'm thinking about changing up the destination. I want to get in less traveled areas.
Fuel scooping.
All that popped up was 2 suns on the scanner. How far out is this?
Fuel
Not
scooping
that far
complete.
away. But people have already been here. Okay, I'm gonna step away for just a moment. I need to refill my cup. Actually, gonna grab a soda, I believe. Start the jump.
Drive charging.
So I think that's what I'm gonna do, is head a different direction.
Four, three, two.
I was like, every time I found plant systems that haven't been looked at, I was well over 2,000 light years out of the system. So I'm going to go ahead
Fuel scooping.
and let's take a look. Wow. finish this scoop and get away from the sun.
Fuel scooping complete.
I'm sorry, the star. All right. Let's. That's where we're going. That's a lot more stars off that way. Ooh, I'm liking all these colors around here. Let's go back this way a little ways. How far are we now? Still in 8,000 range. Actually, let's go ahead and do that closer to 8, because that's from where we are now. What I'm looking at, you know it's going to be a lot of jumps when it's thinking this hard. I'm hoping that in between these 2 points, and actually let's see how much it changes. Actually, I should have checked this first. Doing a 179 and if you look back along it, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the way we're going. It's a lot more straight of a line, a lot less detours. So I'll put money down that we just saved a lot of jumps. So let's go ahead and head that way,
Frameshift drive charging.
because this is more out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm thinking that there'll be a lot less systems that have been gone through.
2, 1.
And the stars I have listed for going along that route are all fuel type stars. Okay, 3 stars on this one,
Fuel scooping
and only 3 stars showing.
complete.
But yeah, what I'm hoping for is to get out of the normal traffic areas and start getting some
Drive charging.
virgin systems that no one's been to. And when we get to that end,
4, 3, 2.
we'll take a look before we start heading back to make sure we're at 5,000. I don't know. Leave a comment. What your thoughts are. Should I go ahead and delete the save on this one again and do a test run just trading? See how long it takes. I'm thinking not long.
Frameshift drive charging.
Heck, just doing your rep grinds between the... That would actually be an interesting test. I might do that. Doing the rep grind between the Federation and the Empire. I couldn't think of it. I think you might get a good chunk of your way to elite just doing those 2 rep grinds. If you turn in for cash, not for rep, you would have to do it all under cash, which will take you longer to do the 2 rep grinds. And the reason I say that is if you turn in for rep, you get a dramatic reward. The amount of money you make on per mission is lower, a lot lower. So you would have to do it for just the cash instead of the rep, which is the faster way to do it. Actually, let's go ahead and get away from the star a little bit. Let's see if we got anything showing up here. Yeah, people have been here.
Frameshift drive charging.
And this is part of what I've been thinking about doing with my fleet carrier. Loading it up with a whole bunch of tritium and going out in some direction. We'll open up the map here and I'll show what I'm talking about. I see 3 stars and only 2 bodies showing. Okay, we're safe. What the? Why a permit's required for this system? That has got my interest up. AW-U D3-1 Elite. That's not what I'm looking for. All right, let's go a different route. Try this one. Galaxy. Stations and systems. Cole 121 sector AW-UD3-1. All right, let's check that. Make sure my spelling was right. Okay. I have no idea why that system is a permit required. It might be
Frameshift drive charging.
a Foundry admin system or something. I don't know, but it's not pulling up on Inara. It's not coming up on a Google search.
4, 3,
I get a lot of it, but it's not that exact system. That one is intriguing, why that system needs a permit. Oh,
fuel scoping.
and I stopped doing what I was mainly going into that for.
Fuel scope disengaged.
Okay, what I was going to do is I would go whoa, we are going a ways out there. I would take my carrier and go something like all the way out to here. You know, it's 22,000 light years from the bubble. Well, from where we're at now, so at least 20,000 light years from the bubble. And then I look at all these stars in this area. I would just go and do a bunch of exploration around this area, and then eventually go back over to here. You know, when I was done doing a whole bunch of exploration.
Frameshift drive charging.
But I need to build up a bunch of cash so the ship can be kept maintained.
4, 3, 2.
But that's something I think that would be interesting. It's one of the reasons I wanted 2 accounts, so I could go and do stuff like that with one of them, just do massive exploration all the way out there, use my fleet carrier as a base, and then I'll have the other system here for doing things in the normal areas, in the bubble, close to the bubble. So what I want to do,
Frameshift drive charging.
because of what I have on my fleet carrier, I have a refuel, repair, armory.
4, 3, 2.
I want to have universal cartography. I do not have a shipyard on my carrier yet.
Fuel scoping.
Um,
Fuel scope disengaged.
boop, 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 500. 22,000 light years divided by 500. That's 44 jumps. Okay. That won't be, I'm going to do that. Okay, so the purchase of the ships here. Upkeep for the week is this. 15,750,000 for doing 44 jumps. It's going to cost me 4.4 million of repairs, 44 jumps, and I'll also need a lot of tritium. But when I'm not doing that, I need almost let's call it 50 million. Let's say I'm out there for 6 months. That's 300 million. To be able to do that. So I need well over 300 million in the ship's account, plus the extra charges of that. So I want to have at least 500 mil in the ship's account before taking off to do that. I will lose money selling my data to my fleet carrier, but it saves me in the case of me goofing up and blowing my ship up by doing something stupid. I plan on taking my I think I'll set up a Diamondback Explorer. No, I'll probably run my ASP Explorer, or actually set up a. Yeah, I'll use my ASP Explorer I've got now, because I believe that one has a double. No, that's my something else that does, but I'll have a double SRV hangar in it. Do we have 4 stars here? Only 3 stars, but it said there's 4 bodies. What else do we have? It's gonna be a long way out. No, it's close. We're going to go over and take a look at that, because it did not show up on anything. So we're going to go and take a look, and this might be a first discovery on this planet. I don't think I'm going to put all my ships on it. I'll have an exploration ship. And I think I'm going to have my mining Python on it. That way I can go out and get tritium out in the black to refuel my ship, the fleet carrier. And if I find some really obscene triple, quadruple kind of hot spot, I can mine whatever's there and throw it in the ship. This is going to take a whole lot of probes. All right, so 21 is what they're calling for. So what I'm going to do is do a bunch of them like this. That's too close together. I think I'm going to mess it up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recoup that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this one like right here. Then I'll go here. I haven't done a giant for quite a while.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Okay, we're at 76%. We're going to go like right here, here, here. And there. I think we've got it well under the requirement.
Surface scan
Boom.
complete.
We got the efficiency. No one's showing to have been here before, so we might get all those bonuses I've been talking about. So, next jump. Now we start looking a lot closer at what's in a system. Okay, we do have some stuff showing on the monitor. I mean on the radar or scanner, whatever you want to call that display. Now, even though my throttle's off, we are moving, so you got to remember that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. It says 33. We do have a bunch there showing. Let's see what it says now. Nothing that's screaming at me big money. A lot of gas giants in this area. I always watch the resources as they scroll. Especially when I have an SRB, because like antimony, those things, that is a rare high grade metal that you don't get a lot of places. So if I see a high percentage, it makes me happy, and I'd want to go land an SRB there. Okay, someone has been here. We got a discovered planet, so we're going to continue on once this finishes scanning. I'm interested in system firsts.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Come on, I don't want anything to show up on my scans. We've got one star. That's all that's showing, and we got one thing showing there. So that's a pretty solid indicator that that is all that's here. You look at how many stellar bodies are showing. And we'll go for about another 30 minutes. Okay, we have nothing showing on our scanner. 7 bodies. All of them rocky. Not the best. But we are probably getting first discoveries on these. I am not going to bother with mapping them. I see bodies don't pay much. You do get a bonus for being a first. But I'm not going to take the time to map these. I was really hoping to have something better show up there. But you saw how when we came in, the scanner was empty. That is a very strong indicator that no one's been in that. That system is blank. No one's done anything with it. So hopefully we start getting into a lot of these. And boom, we got another one like that. And that's what we're aiming for, is systems like this. But preferably with better paying planets on them. And hopefully I got it. Yep, we're clear of the sun now. The star is clear. Now I believe we're getting into the better money. We just need to discover some unknown Earth-likes and water worlds and things like that to really start getting the cash flow.
Frameshift drive charging.
See, now's the time I should change things up. We've just gone through 2 systems that have been
3,
unknowns. I'm going to change up a setting when we get into the next one. Okay, this one probably, it looks like a single star.
fuel scoping.
Yep.
System scan complete.
And change up that setting, the stars.
Scope disengaged.
Oh, I didn't look. Dang it. How many systems? How many jumps do we have left? I should have looked first. We did just change a star. We're going to be a lot more erratic now.
Fuel scoping.
Another thing to look at is
Fuel scoop
we've gone
disengaged.
1,585 light years out. But
Frameshift
now we're
drive
jumping to a K class, which has a higher possibility for water, Earth-like ammonia worlds. The star is the right temperature for them, basically.
3, 2.
Now that we're in more unexplored space, I don't mind zigzagging as much. We got 1 star showing. We got 3 bodies,
Complete.
3 stars, and that's it. Okay.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
All right.
Fuel scoping.
Someone's been here. Continuing on.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I think someone's been out here doing the same thing we just did, except they were stayed on the higher paying ones.
4, 3, 2.
got one planet. Not the right kind, but we're going to map it anyways.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, fuel scooping.
72 bodies.
Fuel scooping complete.
What I'm doing is trying to get some elevation off the sun, or the star, and now I'll come back down. I'll target where we're heading next. Someone's been here. And boom. Oh well. And this is why I
Frameshift drive
paint towards where we're headed next, or aim towards what we're heading to next.
fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I'm not showing anybody finding this yet. So we'll go ahead. Okay, so someone scanned, but only scanned stuff that they thought were higher payings. They didn't do a full scan of the whole place like we're going to do. They might have actually been early on and did flybys back in the day. We're going to continue on.
Frameshift drive charging.
I am just really hoping for an unexplored that has some like water worlds and earth-like worlds on it. That'd be a nice payday. 2 stars showing.
Systems scan.
2 bodies.
Fuel scooping.
Slow down a little bit. Drag out the flight. Get that fuel back up. When I'm doing this kind of stuff, I generally keep my fuel topped off.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm thinking we'll go about 10 more jumps.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And I'm not going to go and build the ship yet. We'll do that when we come back in.
Fuel scooping.
What have we got? Anything decent? No, we're not going to worry about it too much.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scoop's complete. At the right general area. Okay, I guess I'll scan some more. That's what I'm not getting. We've got some planets that are showing as people have been here, and others they haven't. So is this back before FSS and they just didn't catch the planet was in the system? Or is he just doing what he thinks are the best paying and not doing a full system map? Or the system just doesn't have them all listed. All the above probably apply to one degree or another.
Complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, I see 3 stars on my scanner,
Fuel scooping.
10 possible planets.
Fuel scooping complete.
I probably should map some of these, but not today.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
Two stars showing up on the scan.
system scan.
Only two bodies. Next.
Fuel scooping complete.
I mainly like to keep it filled up because you're not playing the
Frameshift drive
heat
charging.
game. Because generally, to scoop the fastest, you're going to be close to the star, and you start heating up. And
Four, three,
I'd rather to keep it up. Two stars showing. We have an unexplored planet way out in the yonder. So let's go ahead and take a look, see. What we got way out yonder. And someone's already discovered it.
Fuel scooping complete.
And this is the whole reason I really want to get out of the regular flight zones. I want to get in deep enough in the black that we're not running into systems that have been scanned. What surprised me is I found some uncharted systems on my way to Colonia. I figured that had been traveled enough that it'd be pretty heavily scanned all the way through. All right. Give us something. Give us something good. Come on. 17 planets. 2 stars so far. Let's find out where the rest of the planets are. How about that? There we go. Temperature's dropping. Face our exit. No big money ones. Darn nabbit. Oh, actually, wait. No, we have some high-paying planets here. I misread the scanner at first. We're going to be doing some mapping. Especially since I think they're going to be fairly close in. got some distance on these guys. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. Problem. Dang it! I did not want them to be this far out. 1,600 light years. I mean, light seconds. But I think we're going to be doing a trip. BC 4 and 5. And 6. BC 4, 5, and 6
System scan complete.
is where we're going to be running to. Retarget that one. That's where we're headed. 3 possibly undiscovered water worlds. I am OF, no, not OF, DF dash R D4 dash 69 planets B, C, 4, 5, and 6, I believe is what it is. And I'm going to map these 4. And actually, I need to step off. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's get this finished up. Get these 3 planets mapped in the charts, and then that's where I'm going to call it a night on this stream with this ship. I am still planning on going to the main account and doing some test runs on trading. With the way Calm Witchman was talking last night during what we were chatting in the chat on while I was streaming, going to give his trading stuff a shot. And if what he's his figures he's been doing, if I can get anywhere near that, I'll change up some of my ships. I'll start doing a lot more trading missions than mining missions. I'm just sick to death of the mining. Trading, I think, would be nice for a change. Usually I won't go this far out to map a planet. But with this possibly being Uncharted, there's some huge bonuses for doing these. But things like this is enough to get me back in really wanting to do exploration, is finding undiscovereds in the game. This is what makes me like exploration. And what I'm going to do is all of these worlds in our immediate vicinity, planets in our immediate vicinity, there's 4, I believe, here. 3 waters and probably a heavy metal or a rocky world or what, I don't care. We're going to map it anyways. It's right here. They're all within a couple hundred light seconds, I believe. We've already traveled all the way out here, might as well. It's a 6er. Out a little bit.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Yeah. Not quite that close. We'll hit this one first. And some of the other ones are real close to this one. I believe those are the two water worlds right by it. And we got something over by the star. Coming up a little bit on the plane to see if I can figure out which one I think might be closer. That one right behind it I think is going to be closer. Nope, that one is. So what I like to do is set up something like this so it's real quick and easy. Let's see, what was this one? That's 1. That's 4. That's one of the water worlds out to the left. So we are going to go to the one to the left first and then come back in, because the other ones I believe are in that general direction.
Surface scan 50%. Surface scan complete.
This one system's big payday would throw the 12 million average an hour out the window, because this system alone is probably going to be like 4 million credit. 4 million. Ooh, bonus! The other water world's right here. 5's off to the right. Yep. This one system might pay us over 5 million credits.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
And
Surface scanned by 50%.
okay, yeah, nothing else is real close.
Surface
That's
scan
it.
complete.
We'll go and aim ourselves towards our next destination. And this is where I'm going to end the stream. We'll go ahead and drop out of the cruise. We have traveled 2,000 light years from the start. I think we have well over 70 million credits from exploration right now, if we were able to turn that in. So, yep, we'll go ahead and stop it here. Be back in a bit with on the main account.